Hello Cherries fans, welcome to the big match preview. It's the Gary O'Neill derby. Wolves are hosting AFC Bournemouth on Wednesday. Tom, bragging rights, we need it, right?
Yeah, well, there's a point in it, isn't there? So it's big for the league table, I suppose. I mean, both teams will be happy, I think, that they're coming to this stage of the season and neither are looking over their shoulder. So successful season for both. Gary O'Neill's actually been loosely linked with the AC Milan job.
You're joking.
He hasn't
really.
So remember where he started, Gaz. But yeah, it should be a good game. I think it'll be evenly contested, tough game, and as we'll come on to, mate, I know Wolves have got their injury problems. We've got a few key players out as well, so be really interested to see which side's more up for it and which side's maybe a little bit more on the beach.
By the way, I love what you're wearing. Hopefully you like what I'm wearing. We'll talk about it later on in the show, but before that, do you remember the last time we went to Molyneux? Do you? I do. This happened. Tom's getting stressed.
Running down the way. Marcus
Tavernier. A cheeky Marcus Tavernier goal. AFC Bournemouth winning 1-0 at Wolves, which at the time was a huge result for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was huge, mate. We had a few little 1-0s away from home, didn't we? We're the same at Southampton and Leicester, and it was really crucial at the time to make sure we stayed in the division, mate. So yeah, it was a huge one. I remember it just after half time when Tav just managed to get his knee on it. But yeah, big goal, big moment, and Gaz kept us up.
And I think there was a stat, earlier this season, that the only manager to have come away with a win Molyneux was Gary O'Neill.
Right, okay.
Like the away manager, which is a huge stat for them. But look, we've got to praise Gary O'Neill because at the time we were almost thinking that then with Gary O'Neill, it's not going to work out, is it? Because it did work for us. He did what he had to do to keep us up, but we didn't necessarily think he could push on the way he has with Wolves. But they've got a superior squad, and he's done really well, and he's quickly earned the respect of Wolves fans because some of them were put off by O'Neill because some fans weren't overly complimentary about O'Neill, and understandably so, but he's done really well, and he's got some big wins for them, beating teams like Manchester City, which is absolutely huge, and has got them challenging for a top 10 finish. Not bad for a team that was linked with relegation.
Yeah, no, I certainly thought when Gary went there, I thought that's a strange one. I thought they're going to struggle, and he's done far better than I anticipated. To his credit, I think as you say, they've got some class players. Hopefully, a few of them won't be playing against us because of injuries, but they're probably more suited to his style as well. In the sense that they've got some really good centre halves in there, which I think helps them. We always say we played quite defensive with Gaz, and we felt we had better players in the top end of the pitch, so that's why it was kind of a bit odd for us. I personally, I don't know what at Wolves, they see it much more up close and personal than we do, and he might have adapted a little bit because listen, he come to us with no experience, so he's going to learn on the job, and he's clearly become a better coach in my opinion because I personally just found it very dull. But having said that, I thought Wolves would be in a relegation scrap, and they haven't been all season really. So credit to them, and credit to Gary, who's doing really, really well. And I think so. It's one of them weird scenarios where I think we're happy that we replaced him. But Wolves are happy that we replaced him because he's probably happy that he was replaced because he's at a bigger football club. He's doing very, very well at that football club, but we're much better than we were last season. So we're one. I think the only thing that just tapping into a little bit, the only thing that I think kind of irked Bournemouth fans was the the kind of outside media, the narrative that O'Neill saved us from a position where we were definitely going down. When he got the job, we weren't in the bottom 3. He was the manager that took us to 20th and then kept us out of it. But he didn't turn up with us adrift. We weren't even going down before he was there. So that was a little bit odd for us. The way they talk about it is like O'Neill saved Bournemouth. But we weren't going down without him. So yeah, a little bit of an odd one, but I've got nothing against the guy. He's still come in. It was boring. I didn't enjoy it, personally. I don't think many Bournemouth fans did, but he kept us in the division, allowed us to get a gaffer that we're on board with at the moment.
Yeah.
He's now doing well. Everyone's happy.
There was a big love-in for O'Neill, though, when he started at Wolves this season, because there were appearances on M&F, and he emerged with a lot of praise from a lot of his interviews. There were like changing room cams and stuff. Footage was released on Twitter of him, and Wolves fans warmed to him quite quickly, really. I think there was a lot of almost resignation at the start, and then there was some raised eyebrows when he got a few results. And now I think they're on board because he's connected with them. He definitely has, hasn't he? More than someone like Lopetegui did.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the initial kind of fear was, which I totally understand. They went from Lopetegui, who's ex-Real Madrid and all that, to Gary O'Neill, who's had like one job at Little Old Bournemouth. So,
but he beat Bournemouth earlier this season, didn't he?
He did.
That was pain. That was a dagger to the heart of Bournemouth fans.
Yeah, let's not talk about the fact that we were down to 10 men after 54 minutes.
Okay.
But no, listen, I think and I watched their most recent game against Arsenal, because it was on the telly. And Wolves, as we'll come on to, have got a lot of injuries. They're playing one of the best teams in the league. And all I could hear all game was Gary O'Neill's Barmy Army. So the crowd are behind him, mate, which is, and I'm pleased for him in that sense. And he's doing all right. And we'll see how it transpires and how he pushes next season, because he has made a few little comments about, I don't know, because I'm not obviously a Wolves fan, a few little comments how with their injuries, they could have strengthened in January, but we didn't have the money to do so. And you're starting to think, if he does get an opportunity, will he think, I'm a little bit limited here?
Yeah.
I don't know. But listen, at the end of the day, they would have all taken the position they're in right now. He's done a really good job.
When you think of Premier League managers that have complained about VAR this season, is Gary O'Neill at the top of your list? He is for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's harsh, though, because a lot of those decisions have come against bigger clubs, and we have that issue as well. When you play the bigger team, they always seem to get the rub of the green with the VAR decisions. And Gary O'Neill, I mean, that first game of the season that they had against Manchester United, my God, man, he was unlucky. They were unlucky. Yeah,
the trend continued, mate, from the opening day, as you say. Wolves have been very harshly done by in a lot of games I've seen. I do feel from in that sense. We feel that we've had a lot against us. I feel like Nottingham Forest are not in a great place at the moment either. They seem to I've got a feeling they feel like it's not all fair on them at the moment. Forest. But yeah, Gaz, unfortunately, as much as I'm like, oh yeah, he's doing a good job and credit to him and that, I'm not a fan of the kind of victim persona he puts on a lot. I do think he turns to it quite quickly. When I've watched the game, I go, well, you probably shouldn't have bought on a 6 centre half when you were 1-0, mate. You might have held on. But he's just a little bit, just kind of always talks about decisions. He goes a little bit. Yeah. I know they've had him against them, but we've had him against us. Everyone does. Like, maybe they've had it a little bit harsher, but
don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
You're mid-table.
You know what I am worried about? Well, you know what I'm thinking about? Your clothing, mate. Your attire. Look at this now. Since 1990, Toffs have been creating old-fashioned football and rugby shirts for fans looking for a nostalgic way of celebrating the sporting glory days of yesteryear. Now, this one here, mate, classic Bournemouth shirt with one of the old crests. Is that like when we were known as Boscombe St John's or what? It was back in the early days, for sure. Were you born around then? I probably was, right?
You probably know it really well, mate, but I ain't got a clue.
Handcrafted in their factory in Gateshead using all British materials. I mean, this feels good. It's high quality replica retro kits, and they recreate iconic jersey designs worn by some of the greatest teams in history down to the finest detail. Now, you've got the red and black, right? I've got this kind of hoodie. I'm just hoping that people don't think it's Southampton related because it's red and white.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's got nice, a bit too much white on, hasn't it? But they are recreating.
And back in the day, we were a bit more red and white, weren't we?
Exactly, we were. And with a selection of more than 1,000 products and minimum production runs of 20 per garment, they are extremely proud to be able to offer a clothing range covering over 240 football teams from all over the world, including T-shirts, tracksuit tops, polos, sweatshirts, hoodies, and a wide range of sporting memorabilia. I think Tiggs has got himself a white polo shirt, mate.
I like it. We've all mixed it up. We've all gone for it. There's quite a lot of options, isn't there? So yeah, interesting. We all kind of went for different ones, but yeah, I really like it, mate, to be fair.
And it feels good, like all cotton as well.
I was saying to you, there's times where you get, you know what I'm like, I love getting like a little retro old school kit and stuff. And sometimes I get like a knockoff and I think, oh yeah, that looks really cheap. And then like I can feel like it's like stuck to the chest. Like this feels good quality.
This feels really nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
And look, Toffs is a brand with 3 decades of history behind it, and they remain a family-run business committed to creating vintage premium sportswear. And you know what? There's a link below where you can visit their website. Should we give them 15% off?
That sounds good.
Yeah, just type in the code if you buy any of this stuff. It's really good. BOTN15. Do that. 15% will get taken off your order. And you know what? It's really good stuff. I'm going to wear this to the next home game.
Yeah, I'm
as long as it's not too hot, actually.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But you know what's a little bit annoying is that, because obviously it's the Wolves preview, quite a lot of the Wolves retro-y oldest. Do you know, I quite like the orangey kind of golden.
Stop it.
They've got some nice stuff on there anyway, so you check it out as well.
Here's the league table then. Let's have a look at where we are. Not far apart. Look at this. It's winner takes it all. Whoever wins will go above the other side. Wolves are looking for top 10. Look at them. Although their last 5 games have not been great. This is the form table at the moment. They're down there in 16th. In their last 6, they have registered a win. But since then, look at that. Loss, draw, loss. Is this another draw? This could well be.
I think if you were having to, kind of place a bet or predict it from a neutral point of view, I think you would look at probably a draw. But I think that's, let's give Wolves the credit. They've had difficult fixtures, but also they've got some. I've said it all season. Every time I've watched them, Neto's a joke. I think the bloke's just incredible. They've done really well to keep hold of him for as long as they have. But probably the reason for that as well is he gets a lot of injuries, and Cunha leads the line so well, and he's out. So that's obviously going to hurt them. So yeah, I think that's played a massive part. And yeah, if you get a few, as we know, because as much as not as bad as Wolves is, I'm not saying we're as bad as Wolves is, we've got some key injuries as well, and that's affected us. It did at Villa, kind of Tavernier, Sinisterra, some big injuries. So I think for teams, mid-table teams like us and Wolves, it's hard to kind of keep them expectations, keep that bar raised when you have a few key players out. Yeah. But this sort of game might be where Wolves go, let's try and kick on again.
It's quite interesting when you say Neto's a joke for them, because he's a joke for us as well. Since the game at Dean Court earlier this season, as we said, they came and beat us 2-1. So let's check out Wolves' home record since then. Tom's going to talk us through their recent run of form recently, but at home, beaten Spurs 2-1, Burnley 1-0, and then during a 3-game winning run, their best of the season, they beat Chelsea 2-1, Everton 3-0 as well. Further wins against Sheffield United 1-0, Fulham 2-1, drawn with Newcastle 2-2, drawn with Forest 1-1. They have suffered defeats though, that 4-3 against Manchester United, a 2-0 against Brentford, and West Ham 2-1 in their most recent game, as Tom said, 2-0 against Arsenal. And Tom, we're going to go from the start of March. We're just going to sort of analyse their form home and away on this occasion. And it's sort of fallen off the wagon a little bit recently. It's what happened with us, wasn't it? Because when we were safe, we put our flip-flops on a little bit, and it's almost like there was no motivation to get points for our last 4 games. Now, I'm not saying that's happening with Wolves, but certainly intensity has gone away, but that could coincide with injury. But they faced Newcastle at the start of March, and that was a difficult one for him.
It was the ex-Bournemouth manager derby, Gary O'Neill. But yeah, Newcastle were a little bit too good on the day. Really impressive win over Fulham. It was a tough side, as we've seen. They're a tough outfit. That was impressive. The Coventry game was mad. Coventry deserved it. I'm not being funny, but
they deserved something against United as well.
True. And Coventry, I think you saw against United, they're a good side. But Wolves looked like they'd won it, and Coventry kept fighting to the end. Fair play to them. Villa, as we've seen, just a little bit too strong, as they were against us recently. The Burnley game they'd have been frustrated by. It didn't surprise me too much. The way the game panned out. But they picked up a decent point. West Ham at home, they'll be disappointed. They'll probably be disappointed not to hurt Forest a bit more and try and get them relegated as well. But good game. And as I say, I watched the most recent one against Arsenal, and with the injuries they've got, they didn't hurt Arsenal enough, didn't think Rare had much to do, but they're a tough nut to crack, is what I'll say. Arsenal had to fight. The second goal was like stoppage time, so it was 1-0 till the last kick, and Arsenal found it difficult to break them down. I think we would as well. They're well organised, and I would always say with Gary O'Neill, in the short time we had him, organised is a word I'd use. He's disciplined, he's organised, he gets his group, and I'd always say the players play for him. I think he gets it. He makes you tough to break down. I think sometimes does he take the shackles off and off? Probably not. But it will serve its purpose, and it has done for Wolves and it did for us.
Your problem used to be, and even sometimes when we've seen Wolves this season, it's that if they do go 1-0 up, that's often handbrake time.
Yes,
and a bit like Scott Parker for us really as well, sitting back on it a little bit too much. But I think they've maybe had the quality to get more points than they haven't this season, because the league table position maybe shows that. And look, they've got quality, but their squad is littered with quality, isn't it?
Yeah, and I felt like last season when we spoke about a few of the little 1-0s we had and stuff, he would make you, from our perspective, he'd make you hard to break down, and then he'd rely on the quality you've got to nick you a goal. And we had that a lot last season, whether it be Slanky, Billing, Tavernier, most of the time them three would nick you a goal, and then he makes sure you're hard to break down. And he's done the same, because if you've got a Neto, you think, and Acuna, you're probably going to score.
Yeah.
So if I make us hard to break down, it's probably helped that he's got the likes of Dawson, Kilman, who are really good centre-halves, which has helped them. But he is the frustration. I don't know if Wolves fan agree. I've seen a few games where I felt that it was evident that you get your goal and then he'll suddenly bring on an extra centre half, and you're just a little bit like, it's playing into their hands. But I think he has adapted more. There's been a few times I've watched Wolves and I thought, oh, hang on.
Yeah.
No, they played some alright stuff. I remember watching a game, I can't remember if they were at home or it was at Anfield, and Liverpool won the game, but Wolves started really well, and I thought, no, he's having a go at Liverpool here, to his credit. It's hard, because I think from a Bournemouth perspective, we've seen a certain type of manager, but I'm not going to be blind to think that this guy can clearly adapt and clearly become a better coach. And I think he will have a successful career as a coach, because he clearly gets it. And I'm not being funny. If you want to look at it in black and white terms, his first role at Bournemouth was told, make sure you stay in the division, tick. First job at Wolves, make sure you stay in the division, more than a tick.
Yeah,
so,
wow.
Credit to him, mate. And, really, joking aside, it's one bit banter. I don't mind if he's a successful coach, fair play to him. He kept us in the division. He didn't do anything horrible to us. I just didn't like watching it. That's
fine. Look, let's check out our head-to-head between the two sides, and there you can see it's been a topsy-turvy record of late. Probably more L's recently than there have been wins. Of course, we got that 1-0 through Marcus Tav in 2023 last year. There were a series of 3 wins in a row, 2 of which were in the Championship, one of which was in 1998. So we didn't play each other for a good 16 years or so. But overall, in our away games at Molineux, Bournemouth have won 3, drawn 3, lost 3. So you know what? We're even. But in all competitions, won 7, drawn 4, lost 6. They got the upper hand.
I'll take that. And I've actually had some really good ones on Molineux, because I don't know if you were, I was at the game when we got promoted first time
I wasn't
round.
there for that.
That was such a good feeling.
What a good,
I mean, Wolves were like mid-table in the Championship at the time.
We had a sending off, didn't we?
No, they had 2.
Oh, they had 2, that's right.
2 sendings off, and 1 was outrageous, to be fair. It never was red. But we were 1 down, we scored 2 late, and I remember the scenes, because that was one of them moments where you thought,
Richie.
Yeah, oh my God, we could go up. Like, we'd never been in the Premier League before. So, nice little memory of that. But, Wolves away, we've had some decent ones. Then we've had some turgid ones as well. I think, like, COVID time, and around that time, we struggled. Adama Traore, when he was there, caused a few problems. And Jimenez. So, it doesn't surprise me that it's kind of up and down against Wolves.
If you're brand new to the channel, or you're a Wolves fans and you want a bit of reaction, well, this is the place to be. So there's a couple of things you can do, right?
Yeah, click the like button. Just because I have said some nice stuff, and click the like button.
Make sure you do.
Click subscribe and click the bell, and then you'll see when all the stuff's out. And obviously, we do a away day review, so that will come out at some point. See how you fare against some of your rivals in our away day tier. But also because we're both Premier League clubs next season.
Come on,
so we'll be back.
Get on board.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's going to be videos out, one at full time, right?
We always do I like how you waited for me to take a goal. We always do a little reaction though straight after the game. Whether it be our win or our defeat, or even a point apiece. We will discuss it straight after the game. Then the vlog will come out.
Yeah.
As I said, we'll do an away day show at some point, and then we'll dissect it in a little bit more detail at some point potentially. So
we're straight into Brighton content after that.
So much. I feel like I've only just been in the Midlands and we're going back. So a lot of football now, but enjoying it, mate. Because soon enough it'll all be over for a few months. So let's enjoy it, and appreciate any of you that like and subscribe, of course.
Thanks to Matt at Vitals. We've taken a look at the average positions. Here they are on screen for the last 4 games. And in all games, Wolves are trying to have men behind the ball and then counter. We know what that's all about. And the tactics, well, they seem to be working, because they've only scored 2 fewer goals than AFC Bournemouth, but have conceded 7 fewer over the season so far. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to... This is 2 teams that are going to be... I don't know, how's this going to pan out, Tom? I'm just looking at that there thinking, are we going to have to break them down? But then they like to play on the counter, but then we do as well. I think we're a bit more fluid and elastic than they are.
Yeah, potentially. And as I say, both teams have got key players out that will mean they have to shift a few bits around. And what's also interesting is that first game, well, obviously Wolves done the job on us. It's a weird game to take too much into, because obviously it was so long ago and we hadn't won a game, but obviously because, joking aside, but we did go down to 10 men before the hour, so it changes everything, so you're not really sure how much to play into it. But Gaz will know some of the players, which always helps. I think he'll know quite a few of them, but there's also some he doesn't. And it'll be a really interesting one to see how it comes up, because the fact is, like we keep speaking about, Wolves are better with him, but we're better since he's gone.
Exactly.
So it's a really weird one. And I think that's why there's always this back and forth with Wolves fans, because we go, no, we know you're better, but we are better as well.
So
weird. All the statistics show that Wolves are better, but all the statistics show that Bournemouth are now better.
But drawn some statistics of Wolves versus Bournemouth.
Go on then.
Okay, thanks to Matt again at Vitals. The following graph, look, check this out. It compares summary stats of Wolves and AFCB over the past 4 games. All of the stats favour AFCB, so that includes goal attempts, big chances, goals scored, big chances conceded, goals conceded. Mate, we're going to win. We're going to win this. I'm telling you now.
You fancy us?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
I think it's an intriguing one, because I think you get a lot this season where you're playing games where one team needs it more. So we had it recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
As did Wolves, actually. So Arsenal, yes, that's quite a good comparison, actually. Arsenal desperately needed to beat Wolves, and they did. And Villa desperately needed to beat us, and they did. And neither us or Wolves have got as much to play for.
Yeah.
Of course. So this is a game where 2 teams collide, where you go, it's literally above who's going to finish above who in mid-table-ish. So it'd be really interesting who gets side more motivated, who's on it a bit more, who's fresher, etc., etc. So intrigued by it.
Okay, so team news is coming up for AFC Bournemouth, but first, let's do it the right way around. Wolves first, and on their injury front, we know that Neto, Semedo, Craig Dawson, Bellegarde, Chiwone, they're unlikely to be available. There's also a doubt about Cunha as well, who he received a knock against Nottingham Forest. We've got the list from Premier Injuries here as well, so you can see the full list. And they have got a lot out, and that includes Lamina as well, who's out with a thigh injury.
Yeah, that's the
big names there, mate.
Yeah, that's the lower Lamina, not the Mario Lamina. I know there's 2 Laminas, so I think the other one should be okay. I know he's a bit of that as well. They have had some bad injuries, but Cunha, we know Neto's going to be out, which is obviously a bonus for us, and Dawson as well, who's experienced, but Cunha's the one that I'm manifesting that he's going to be out, because I think he goes, like we used to say about Dom. I know it's been a bit different this year, because Dom's finished his dinner and scored a lot of goals. Previously, he never got the goals, did he? And everyone would always go, Dom doesn't get enough credit because they just look at the goals. And I think a little bit with Cunha. I mean, he does score, but because he's not getting your kind of 20 goals, I think Cunha's like almost complete. I think he's a really, really good striker. So if he's out, we've got a hell of a chance.
Huang's a good player for them as well.
Huang's very good.
He's going to cause Adam Smith, right back.
Yeah, it depends where he plays. Yeah, he could play through the middle, he can play either side. So he's energetic, he's everywhere. So yeah, he's another player that's a threat.
Looking forward to that. In terms of AFC Bournemouth injuries, Andoni Iraola has informed the press of what's going on. What we know is that Ryan Fredericks is out.
Sorry?
Yeah, he's out.
Who's he?
Good player.
Yeah.
Alas, out. Marcus Tavernier, we know with a thigh injury. Sinisterra as well with a thigh injury.
Yeah.
Chris Mepham's also been ill. We're hoping he's going to be on his way back. Tyler Adams is still with his lower back injury. Not around. And look, what we can tell you is the referee. Do you want to know who it is?
Unless it's Tim Robertson, the only referee that gives us penalties, I couldn't give a...
Stuart Atwell.
Is he the Luton fan?
It's the first time. What was that all about, by the way?
But I just don't.
It's the first time that Stuart Atwell's been in charge of an AFC Bournemouth match this season. Last season, he was in charge of our home game against Newcastle.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 away games, both Merseyside clubs. That game against Liverpool.
He was in charge for the 9-0.
And also Everton as well. Great stuff. Should you teams?
Yeah.
Right, we'll start with Wolves then. You've got a sort of 3-5-2, haven't they, with their
that's what
wing backs going up and down the pitch. But then, knowing Gary O'Neill, he'll revert to a 4 at the back at
changed
times,
it a lot,
3, 4. He did very well with him.
I'm kind of, as I say, with injuries, I'm kind of going off that. So game players potentially being back, etc. Jose Sarr being goal, good goalkeeper. I think the back 3 kind of speaks for itself with Dawson out. So Santiago Bueno.
You know what? I love a Bueno. I love the fact that you have it.
Well, they got 2 of them in their squad, mate.
Yeah.
Santiago's the one I'm going to start. Max Kilman will definitely play, and Totti as well. He's quite a good centre half. I think he's gone under the radar as well. That'll be the 3. I'm going to stick with Doherty at right wing back. Looks like Semedo will be out. Mario Lemina, I think he come on against Arsenal, so he may be ready for a start. So I brought him in for Traoré. Sticking with Doyle, who I think is a really good player. I think he's still only on loan, but he's a top player. And João Gomez. And then I'm bringing Aït-Nouri back in, watch Aït-Nouri, because I think Aït-Nouri's a player that, sorry Wolves fans, but I think he could go step higher, very good player. And I think he'll come back in for him. And then, I don't know how to pronounce it, I think it's Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Who is like a player that's coming through the ranks for him. He suddenly got a start because of their injuries, and I thought he looked good against Arsenal. So I think he'll be rewarded by starting again with Hwang, who, as you said, mate, he'll probably start through the middle, but he can easily go wide. So, yeah, that's how I think they'll go. If Cunha randomly returns, then he'll probably would come in, but I can't see it. Maybe get on the bench for him.
All right, and as for Bournemouth then, what we get, you know what, I'm intrigued to see what you're going for with this formation, given it doesn't seem long since we played our last match, mate. It really
I know,
doesn't.
mate. Yeah, no, I know. So, Neto will be in goal. Smith at right back.
Sorry, Neto in goal, yeah.
And Neto's in goal.
Yeah.
Smith will be at right back, I think. I mean, I keep thinking, will Aaron's get a start at some point because he is back now, but I think at the moment, Smith will keep that jersey. Zabani and Selassie remain as centre halves, and I think Kelly will continue at left back. Cook and Christie will definitely play in the midfield, double pivot, I would have thought. I think Semenyo will now come in and start.
Okay.
He obviously came on in the last game. I think he'll come in for Ouattara on that right. I'm going to put Alex Scott in the 10 role.
Okay, right, okay.
I just think he might trial something, because I'm going to put Clive out wide.
Right.
And this is nothing against, obviously, Don Solanke starting up front, by the way.
Okay.
There's nothing against Kirkus. I thought Kirkus played pretty well in the last game. I just think because he played a full game and he'll try and mix a few things up, and with the injuries we've got out wide, I wonder if he'll go, I might try Clive at wide again, because Scott's got to play at some point. I actually thought he looked relatively lively when he come on. So, and to be honest, I think it's easy to just go same team again. And I just think when you play a game so quickly after another, he might try a few things, and then it allows us to have the likes of Ouattara, Kirkes and that available from the bench if we need them. So that's how I'm going to go. Just mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to say he's going to try something. Could even be Billin instead of Scott, but I think he might try Scott. And yeah, with the lack of wingers, I just think Clive can play wide. Let's see how he gets on there. And I think when you've got Kelly at left back, you've got a lot of security. So that's what I'm going to go with, mate.
What do you think? Let us know what your predictions are. Put them in the comments below. We always ask for a little extra as well as a prediction. What are we going to do this week?
What about a little, I think you can have a wolf.
A wolf?
Yeah, a little wolf emoji.
Yeah, put a wolf emoji. Find it. Just type in wolf. Wolf. Sorry, that just reminds me of Bob Mortimer on Would I Lie to You? Do you remember that with the dictaphone?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Quick
Speedway Stadium.
Speedway Stadium. I'm gonna
fly.
or little bzzz. I'm gonna throw a little stat at you. In 22-23 season, Wolves were conceding 28.3% of attempts from set pieces.
Right.
In this season, it's actually more, 29.4. This season, Bournemouth had 27.5. Last season, it was 30.4. So we've improved. Wolves have not improved.
You're trying to think of another word there.
That'll unimproved.
That'll work fine. No, I think it'll be a really tight affair, mate. But yeah, that's an interesting start. I hope they don't put too many crosses into our box, that's for sure. What do you think? Because you were confident against Villa, which I didn't like, and then we lost. So can you settle down for this one?
I think we'll draw it, yeah.
I'm actually going to... I'm going to have to go Bournemouth, but my genuine thoughts are it's going to be 1-0 either way. It's going to be quite a tight one. But obviously, we're going to go there and win 1-0. So,
Shaky?
No. I'm going to go 1-0 Bournemouth. 1-0 Bournemouth.
Alex Scott.
This is going to... No, this is going to shock you.
Sabani.
Ryan Christie. He's got to score it, so I just reckon he's going to scuff one in. 1-0 Ryan Christie. I don't know why I'm thinking it. You know, you just think something, you think, I've got to say it because I've always,
You know
always say.
what? I'm with you on that.
Oh,
You know
I
what?
don't,
I'm with
I don't want you to be with
It's
me.
going to happen. It's going to happen. Look, whatever you think, make sure you do it now. I know we said it before, but make sure you do. And like and subscribe. Look, fan cams and all that kind of stuff. After the game, looking forward to it. If you're going, it doesn't. By the way, it sounds like we're not taking many.
Oh, no, we won't be, no.
We've got a small allocation.
Got moved to a Wednesday, didn't it?
Like, we'll all go to the same pub, shall we? You know which pub. See you then. Up the chairs.
Up the chairs.
Come on.
Can you tell I need a wee? I've been shaking.
Do you need a wee?
Yeah, I've been
so
sat
do
like
I,
that.
definitely.